Senator Bernie Sanders is the brand new chair of the Senate Budget Committee, which plays a huge role in passing this rescue package, and he joins me now. You know, it occurred to me, Senator, in your long time in politics, you have championed causes both popular and unpopular. You have been someone who, spoke out for bills that didn't get a ton of votes, that weren't polling that well amongst the American public. It does seem to me the Democratic Party and the broad coalition that's assembled truly does have the wind at their backs on this big piece of legislation.
Absolutely. I mean, for once, I think we are listening to the American people in this extraordinary time of need. 2020 was probably the worst year in American history since the Civil War. People are suffering. They can't feed their children. They have no income, worried about being evicted. Their kids can't go to school. Mental illness is at a record-breaking level because of all of the anxiety and isolation that people are feeling. And we have presented a comprehensive bill, which is not perfect, but goes a long way to say to working families all over this country, you know what? We hear your pain, and we are responding. We're going to get you that $1,400 check for every working class adult. That's a family of four, $5,600 on top of the $600 checks they received last month. That is life and death for millions of families. We're going to extend unemployment benefits until September with a $400 bonus on top of your normal unemployment. We are going to lower, this is an issue we don't talk about enough, Chris. Childhood poverty in America is way, way up there compared to other major countries. This legislation lowers childhood poverty by 50%. We're going to raise the minimum wage to a living wage, $15 an hour. That is why the American people support what we're doing. We're listening to their pain. We're responding.
So part of the reason that you are a fulcrum for this is that you're the chair of the Budget Committee, and the Budget Committee and the budget process of reconciliation is how this is going to happen. There's a technical question. I just want to set this up before I ask you about it, right? So there's a technical question that if you want to go through the reconciliation process, which goes around the filibuster, simple majority rule, everything in it has to be germane to the budget. And there is an argument about whether raising the minimum wage is sufficiently germane to go in or out. The Senate parliamentarian will rule on that. We don't know the ruling, but I want to play you some sound from the Chief of Staff, Ron Klain, about what the White House's approach will be if the Senate parliamentarian says, no, you have to cut out the minimum wage part. Take a listen.
We're all waiting on bated breath for a ruling from the Senate parliamentarian, which, at least when I walked over here, had not yet come down. Her ruling is going to have a big impact on the future of that provision. The president believes we should have a $15 minimum wage. If it is ruled in order, then obviously that would allow it to move in this package. If it's ruled out of order, we're going to have to find other ways to get it done.
What do you think, Senator?
Well, I think what Ron said is basically accurate. And what I want everybody to understand is what the parliamentarian is ruling has nothing to do with the merits of a $15 minimum wage, which is absolutely necessary if we're going to end starvation wages in America. What this is about is a complicated process for the so-called Byrd rule and reconciliation. Is this a budget issue or is it incidental? We made arguments this morning, which I think were very compelling, that this is consistent with the Byrd rule and the reconciliation process. So we think we got a good shot to win. The parliamentarian's ruling can't guarantee it.
How much? I mean, because, we've already got McConnell and McCarthy whipping against this. And I think, again, if the shoe were on the other foot, I think Democrats would be really shaking in their boots politically. I mean, I think if you've been there long enough, the Democrats were on the wrong side of a 75-25 issue, there'd be all sorts of freakouts, right? They seem fine to go ahead opposing this. How much cohesion is there in the caucus of Democrats who are going to have to stick together if you don't get any Republican votes?
Look, Chris, I'm not going to tell you that when you have 50 people, there aren't 50 different nuances of opinion, including myself. Things in this bill, I don't know.
You and Joe Manchin don't agree on everything exactly?
Yeah, I think that you could safely say that. But I think at the end of the day, every member of the Democratic caucus understands the unprecedented healthcare and economic and educational crises that we're facing today, understands that we have to work with the President of the United States to make sure that he is successful. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I am absolutely confident that every member of the Democratic caucus is going to support this bill, and the Vice President will give us the deciding vote.
You know, on the minimum wage, which is part of this, and we will find out about the parliamentarian, I have to say that, you know, the minimum wage, raising it to $15 an hour is very popular, like the COVID relief package more broadly. It got 60% in the state, Florida, that Donald Trump won, beat Joe Biden in. We've seen this happen time and time again. It almost seems like Republicans are cutting ads for Democrats when they come out against it, which they've been doing. I do wonder if it wasn't in this package, like, do you think you could win a floor vote on it? If you just said up or down?
Oh,
No, you couldn't. No, okay.
No, you could not. As of now, there's not one Republican who will support a $15 an hour minimum.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, I just what you're saying, just to be clear here, is that if you were in a filibuster world and you needed 10 Republican votes, you're saying there's not 10 Republican votes to raise the wage.
Let me be very clear about this. The only way that we are going to raise the minimum wage is through reconciliation or ending the filibuster. In my view, I do not see in the foreseeable future getting significant support from Republicans.